Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early August 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you beautiful people out there. So let's get right down to business as usual and start this off with an oracle card, just so we could breeze into this reading nice and smooth for the lovely Capricorns. We're going to dip our toe in the energy here before we fully dive in, my guides. What's going on with the Cappies, please? And I hope you're all doing fantastic. So yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick. Then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always very interesting to me when it links in with the reading. But let's get this going. What do we got for the Cappies here? Early August, thank you. Okay, so we have this studious page-like energy, and I love whenever this card comes out, our good friend Mr. Bookhead showing up. So there's a lot of interesting themes with this card. We'll talk about it. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you're active on social media, my handle on all platforms is @KyleofCups. So please feel free to hit me up on the social platform of your choice. Everything except Facebook. Into the reading we go. Enough of the plugs. So you see our friend here. Call him Mr. Bookhead. He has a book for a hat, books for a damn necklace, books everywhere, stacked up in his arms. So this is an extremely studious type of energy. Whether you're wanting to learn something new, really studying something, it's cerebral, it's mental. So this can speak about mental action in a positive way, okay? Now, if we see this card similar to Pages, yes, it could be about communication and learning new things. So a lot of you might be in the mode to take a leap of faith, learn something new, hone your skills, really work towards something, which is always a good thing, but knowledge is at the base of this card. So whether you're on a quest for knowledge, increasing your studiousness, this is a good card, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get a page or two in this spread. We'll see what's up. So let's get into tarot. I'm going to get you 3 in the upright, then we'll intuitively clarify. So what's going on with my Cappies, please, my gods? What's going on for my friends here, early August? And yeah, last week's reading was titled Huge Changes Incoming. And the big overall theme, if I remember correctly, was a lot of areas of life could be prepping for or in the midst of some big shifts and changes, okay? Now, life is about perpetual change. And just like life itself, the energies we look at are malleable. Nothing's ever set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you. Let's get these first 3 out here. What do we got for Capricorn? Because many times people that you're connected to could show up in these spreads. Okay, so we have the 4 of Pentacles in position number 1. Very sturdy card. I see this as a neutral card. Some people see it as a rough card. I don't go that route. Okay, we have the 9 of Wands. So we have 2 very planted, firm type of cards. Now, if last week's reading was hitting with you, the change, you could either be trying to put the brakes on something or get some stability, calm things down. Now, we have a big card of mystery here on the back end as well. So we're really going to have to break this down, Capricorn, one by one. There's resistance here as well. So hopefully you're not going through a time where you're meeting a lot of resistance, but I'll go through one by one, give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get that juicy intuitive stuff. So position number 1, the 4 of Pentacles, like I said, since it's a Pentacles card, it could speak about the material world. It could speak about work situations, your material wealth and well-being. Those could be things on your mind. I see this as a neutral because in the positive, this could be somebody saving up money, really focusing on the finances, being a little held back, okay? In the negative, this card can be someone that's a bit possessive. So maybe some of you have someone that's a little overbearing, a little possessive. In the extreme case, this card could be someone that has little jealousies. So it's also a card of control, especially when we're up right next against this 9 of Wands. So there could be control-based situations. We'll see what's up. Moving to the center, though, we have the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. Once again, this is a neutral card to me. In the positive sense, this is someone who is on guard, being a little protective, okay? Someone standing their ground, someone that's not going to be bullied, someone that's not going to be pushed around. This could represent a person that's been through a lot of different things and they're not willing to go through it again. So that's why we think of the on guard. Now, the negative aspects of this card could be stubbornness, very similar themes with this 4 of Pentacles. So you might have a stubborn person in your midst. It could be speaking about blocked communication as well. So you might be having issues communicating yourself or having communication issues with somebody. We're just going to have to see when we go deeper on this whole entire spread, because the clarifiers will really tell the tale for us. Now, moving to the very back end here, this might be the most intriguing piece of this spread. We have the moon card. Now, for some of you, this could represent a Pisces, sometimes even a Cancerian that you could be tied to. So if you have an important one in your life, they might be showing up here with the moon. It's etheric. It's that water energy, so it could speak about the imagination, dreams, things tied into sleep. It could also speak about empathy, psychic gifts, stuff like that. So maybe some of you are taking on the energies of your surroundings or other people. So there might be a little warning in regards to that. However, to me, whenever I see the moon, this is the biggest card of mystery to me. So we might see some unexpected things, mysterious things, hidden things. Those are the themes of this moon. Okay, very watery, very movable. So it is different than this sturdy energy we have up front. So things might be moving under the surface. You might have some complex things going on. We're going to dive deeper on all this, Capricorn. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, so let's get this card here. These cards, pardon me. Let's get a good shuffle for my Cappies, my guides. Talk to me. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on this Four of Pentacles. And as always, if you read cards yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why this box is here. If you're feeling any messages off this spread and you want to share it with the Capricorns, you could just drop it down below. I don't mind. So what's up with this Four of Pentacles? What might be clogging up the works for my Capricorn friends, please? Interesting that we go from a reading about change to this. Okay, so we do have the Devil in the upright. That is a card that represents you. So in a Capricorn reading, I'm not always going to initially go right for the negative qualities that this card represents. Now, the reason the Devil card represents Capricorn is solely because of the goat symbolism. Okay, so I'm going to give a couple of different messages. When I see the Four of Pentacles with the Devil, you might be in more of a reserved mind state more than usual in this time, like clamped down, very protective with this Nine of Wands, Four of Pentacles, like really watching and minding your own P's and Q's. You might not be bothering with other people. You might be laying low. That's a big vibe we're catching here. Now, aside from that, if this represents a person that's not a Capricorn, the Devil could represent toxicity. So we could have a warning here as well. It could be obsessiveness. It could be jealousy as well. So some of you might be dealing with somebody that has a lot of possessiveness or jealousy towards you going your way. And when we have a card like the moon there that's so empathetic, there's just a lot going on here. Hopefully you're not being affected by others' energy. But this might represent a dicey individual, someone that might have some obsessive tendencies. So it's something to watch out for, okay? But if it's not that, we could take the optimistic and say, hey, maybe you're just being a little more reserved and protective than usual. We're going to see how the Nine of Wands plays out, okay? And everyone goes through these ups and downs, like being a little more outgoing, being a little more reserved. There's nothing wrong with laying back, especially if you're trying to avoid everyone else's BS and nonsense. I get it. So let's see what's up with this wounded warrior here. Interesting way to start. I really want to get over to that moon because, like I said, that's my card of mystery. I like to see what that could be about. So why is this Nine of Wands here? Yeah, double nines. So we have the Nine of Swords. You're really going to want to watch or possibly look into the numerology of repeating nines. I do believe in angel numbers and numerology. So the fact that it's cutting straight down the middle, I don't want to say the end to something is near, but with the Nine of Swords, it is a very nervous type of on-edge vibe. And with the Nine of Wands, this is someone that could be stressing heavily. You might be connected to someone that is just really racking their brain, or just with the Devil, the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands. This is someone really trying to either protect their own sanity, protect themselves, or they're just super on edge. They need some meditation here. They need to relax. They need a little break. Okay, so hopefully that's not an energy you're feeling, because once again, with the empathetic energy of this moon, you might be feeding off of other people's energies here. Okay, now some of you, I will say this, aside from that message, the Nine of Wands, if this isn't a person that's just super uptight, nervous in this time, The Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords combined, that could be someone trying to protect themselves from outside energies. The Nine of Swords is very paranormal, so is this Devil card. So some of you might be purposely trying to do some spiritual protection, shielding, guarding with crystals and cleansing and stuff like that. For some of you, that could be recommended as well. Okay. And I don't want to speculate on what this person could be high strung about, but it's really taken up the vast majority of their mental power. We're going to go in on this moon, see what that could be about, because there could be various issues and situations at play. So we're going to see what's going on with that moon. Then we'll do a recap before we get into the shadow card. So why is the moon here? There's definitely a couple of warnings here to be had. Okay. All right, this could be some sort of resolution that you don't see coming, or like the answer to something might like just pop up out of the blue, especially with the unexpected vibes. Now, with the Six of Swords, it's a movement card. It's a card of things getting better, things improving. And when we get it under the moon, yes, to me, that is like either finding a resolution to something unexpectedly or surprisingly, or the answer to something might be right in front of you. Okay, so if you're like racking your brain about something, if you feel like you're at a crossroads or whatever it might be, if you're in a tough spot, the answer might be like right in front of you. You just need to look a little deeper. But for another portion of you, this could be, once again, that malleable change and improvement for the better. When things might seem like they're at their worst, like boom, big improvement will come. Okay, so this could be some sort of unexpected improvement or things getting better, which is nice when we have things like the Devil, the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands, this clamped down energy that seems a little stagnant. This is good. Like, this is progress. So whatever this is showing up here, it probably won't stick around for long. I like it. Okay, now, of course, there could be other messages linked in with this, Capricorn. Please feel free to do further research on it. But we got a lot of cerebral stuff going on since the very beginning. Let's go through and do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card, though. If you kindly look in the box. Position number 1, we have the Four of Pentacles with the Devil in the upright. Like I said, since this is a Capricorn reading, you might be a little more reserved, minding your own P's and Q's in this time, retracting for a purpose. For another portion of you, there could be someone in your circle that is a little jealous or possessive. So that's something to keep an eye on, right? With the people, the company you keep. Especially with all this stuff going on, I've been picking up the vibes of outside energies influencing you. But in the center, we have the double nines cutting down. We have the Nine of Wands with the Nine of Swords. So sure, some of you might be trying to protect yourself from energetic things, spiritual things, paranormal things, whether through cleansing or protective practices. But another portion of you, if this isn't you, there's someone you're tied to that is just really, really on edge here. Okay, super protective, super on guard, super alert. So watch out for the anxiety and nervousness in this time. On the back end here, we have the moon with the Six of Swords in the upright. Now that is what we want at the very end of a reading, especially with all the stuff we got going on. I get things getting better, things progressing unexpectedly and improving. So that's really nice, okay? Especially if you're up against the wall in regards to something. And I just need to give that other message. Like, if any of you are in a tough spot, tough situation, the answer might be closer than you expect. It might be right in front of you. So we're going to get you one shadow card here. See if it links into this reading. Let's get one shuffle for Capricorn, my gods. Talk to me. What's going on for the Capricorn, please? And yeah, we're using the Shadowland Tarot once again, which is one of my favorite decks. Okay, especially for doing shadow work and shadow subjects. So whether it's something that's been there for a while, something new, Spirit might just want you to take a little look. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. So what's going on? Okay, we do have the Page of Cups here. So we're starting the reading and ending the reading with this page energy, this bookend. So all the things that I was speaking about in the beginning do reign true. Now, what are some of the dark sides? Because that's what we do with shadow work. We want to look at the inverse. So if you're not linked to a water sign, which is showing up once again, the Page of Cups is that of emotional communication, emotional offers, right? So yes, the studentry and all that stuff, but you're going to want to watch out that you don't suppress in this time, that you're not emotionally suppressing yourself. You might need some sort of outlet big time. Let something out, let it rip. Okay, this Page of Cups in the shadows can also represent somebody that's a little shy, a little meek. Okay, so there may have been times in the past where you bit your tongue, you were a little shy to say something, do something, or this could just represent a childhood trauma may still be affecting you in some way when we have a page in the shadows. So Capricorn, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. For the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of Dreams. It's one of my favorites. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments which tarot suit you think is the most positive, whether it's Cups, Pentacles, Swords, Wands. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab. As usual, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.